So, you decided to come back and watch another video. I must got you hooked. Must have been good, huh? I'll quit it. I'm glad you guys enjoyed my video last time. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's about me opening up about my first kiss. It's a great video. Please go check it out. Go subscribe, go like, go comment, go watch all of my videos. Go support my page, please. I love to hear my fans. I love hearing from everybody that watches my videos. Seriously, you guys keep me going. And without further ado, let's get into this one. So I get asked a lot of questions about my college experience, and it's a pretty good question because I don't open up about it a lot. I went to a college that was huge, but also in the middle of nowhere. It really mixed in two cultures. The first is one of a big college vibe, but the second is one of being out in the middle of nowhere. Disclaimer, I'm not going to be naming the college in this video because I value my privacy and I don't want to get doxxed. But if you have been to college somewhere that is like this, you would know what it is like to be in a giant college town. First and foremost, IDs, real or you're not getting into the bar. This is pretty common in a big college town because they know what to look for. So most of the time while you're in college, you honestly can't go to the bars, and so you go to the frats. A lot of my friends were in fraternities. Some of my friends are in sororities as well. As somebody who's gay, this is sort of an awkward conversation, I think, for me to have because it's something that, you know, a lot of gay people don't understand. They don't understand the vibes at a fraternity. I would say that my experience at fraternities was mostly good. I have one really funny story that I probably can't tell for you guys today because it's a little controversial and I don't know if I'm ready to get canceled just yet, but maybe one day I will open up about this story because it is a good one. I want to preface that I was a good student and I spent a lot of time studying. Most of my time before turning 21 was spent at the frats. And there was actually a section of the college town behind the college and behind a lot of the restaurants where a lot of the frats were situated. This is where you would find me and a lot of my friends walking around at maybe 12, 1, 2 a.m. on a typical Friday or Saturday night. Being in a fraternity at a big fraternity school is a social status indicator. And a lot of people don't understand this until they see it for themselves. And I feel like even I didn't understand it until I saw it for myself. Because when you are at this college and you're walking around and you see people dressed up in suits and dresses, these people are dressed to the nines, and you're out here in your sweatpants, sweatshirt, sleeveless tanks if it's summer, and you're wondering why are all these people dressed up and having the best time of their lives and you're just out here going to the library to finish your project due at 11:59 p.m. The answer is they are in Greek life. So if you were lucky enough to have a female friend that would manage to get you into a fraternity, that was your best bet at having a good time. Now, of course, I did sometimes go to apartment parties as well. They were rare, but they were really, really fun. And usually this would happen if somebody had a bigger apartment located in a central location in the college town that a lot of people could get to. And if you had enough friends that you knew people that would be throwing them, these were some of the alternatives to going to the frats. I will admit, the frats were a little dirty sometimes. If you were in a fraternity, you definitely know that the floors of the fraternity were disgusting. There would be people that would just simply leave their trash all over the floors when they were throwing parties, and somebody else would have to pick them up. Like, often it's the pledges. But again, I'm not really that aware of the process of becoming a brother in a fraternity, as I never actually was a pledge. I did rush a business fraternity in my sophomore year of college, but I didn't get a bid, and that was the last time that I tried to enter Greek life. It wasn't really for me. I feel like I was able to find some of my close friends in college, and that was good enough for me. The second thing about going to college where I went to college was the fact that it was a huge sports school. People often forget how big football is in some colleges. It doesn't matter if you like football or not, which I feel like a lot of people don't get this concept until they go to a big sports college. This is something that I feel like really shaped how I viewed sports schools. I didn't really get it beforehand. Even being the gay kid that I was, mind you, I was out at this point in time. I came out when I was 14. I was still up in those bleachers cheering with all the rest of the fans. It was a really unifying time for a lot of us, because we had just gotten out of COVID. We were, so excited to be back in our huge crowds that we were, finally allowed to be in again. It was a really fun time to just drink with your friends and enjoy being a college student. Sometimes I look back on these memories and I think I didn't cherish it enough, but there are other times where I'm grateful to be where I am now. I don't drink as much as I did in college, which I feel like a lot of people, can probably say the same. It's definitely something that I cherished in the moment, but maybe you won't see me doing that again, ever. Dating in college. So dating at my school was a bit harder because, again, out in the middle of nowhere. It's not like the colleges are inside of a city, as a lot of colleges that my friends went to were. Your dating pool is limited if you are a gay guy, especially if you are a gay guy. I found that I just couldn't date somebody from my college. I never did. As much as I maybe tried, I just never found the one while I was at college. The person that I did date while I was in college did not go to my college, and it was actually a long distance relationship. We had to drive a few hours to see each other every time, and that was sort of my college dating experience. I have seen people who were gay date at my college, but it was very rare. It is something that I feel like that environment, specifically, being in a bigger college but still out in the middle of nowhere, pushes you into this bubble where you almost feel like you're trapped with people and everybody knows each other, and it's just a little too close and local for you to really have a pool of people to choose from. Some people will, in the comments, I feel like this is going to be my most controversial statement in the comments, but a lot of people are going to say, oh, like my city's exactly the same. Trust me, it's not. And this comes from somebody who's lived in multiple cities. It is not at all the same. You might know some people who know some other people in a friend group. That is not the same as going to, a college where it's the same 20 people on the dating app for 4 years. That is absolutely crazy, and it's definitely not something that I wanted to put myself into. I wasn't actually really on any dating apps when I was in college because I was a little, if I'm gonna be honest, I was a little scared for myself, because I was like, hey, I'm putting out all my info on these dating apps where people can see, and it's the same 20 people that are just gonna be viewing it over and over and over again. And something about that doesn't sit right with me. So that's why I didn't really spend that much time on dating apps when I was in college. And then of course I met my college boyfriend outside of college. We dated for a year, then we called it quits. That's sort of my take on dating where I went to college. But there were some cool dates that I did get to go on while I was in college. One and done dinners is what I would call them. My best college experiences are the ones that I had with my friends. And a lot of these friends I still keep up with day to day. I just had some friends come and visit me a few weeks ago, and that was amazing. So some of these friends that I made in college are still friends that I have today. Of course, I'm not that far out of college, but even my parents still talk to some of their friends from college. They say, college is where you meet some of your life friends, and that's true. A lot of people that I know from college who are friends with each other are still friends with each other. It's definitely a place where you create life-lasting bonds. Overall, I'm pretty grateful for my college experience. Could it have been better? Maybe. Could it have been in a city where I had a bigger dating pool? Could it have been more adventurous if it was in a more populated area? Of course it could have, but there are some key takeaways that I got from college, including the experience of getting to go to a big sports school and enjoying those football weekends, as well as getting to experience the cultures of fraternities in a big fraternity school, which I feel like is something that you only get to have in college, and once you get it and once it's gone, it's gone. Overall, I say I loved my college experience, and I loved getting to talk about it with you guys today. If you like my videos, please go subscribe, please like, please comment, please go support me on all my pages. You can find it at the top of my profile where my link is to my Instagram page, and that will give you the links to all the rest of my profiles. You can also go check out my wish list, and please, please, please go check out my live streams that I will start doing starting on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Please go check out all of my videos. I love hearing what you guys have to say about my videos, and I love getting to read each and every single one of your comments. You guys are the best. I love you guys here on YouTube, and I can't wait to see you guys next week.